What's up, believers, achievers, motivators, movers, and shakers? Welcome to Embracing Newness. I am your host, Love, and I have a great show planned for you guys today. Today, I have a supportive mom on here who is giving her son the unique experience and some unique opportunities of going to school abroad in Thailand, moving from Atlanta. Now, this mother is uh starring her own right outside of her being just this supportive, awesome parent. She is a vocal coach, and I'm going to let her speak on her own behalf about all that. Also, the young man that I have been borrowing material from all week, who does the footwork that I have been for Thailand this week, Mr. Isaiah Ashley, excuse me, from the Isaiah Ashley Show. He's been in the field for years doing it. So he has many, many, many shows. And this was one that was 8 months ago, and the mom and dad moved to Bangkok, and they was just figuring out what's what, where's what, the lay of the land or whatever. Then they bring their teenage one of their teenage sons with them, and waiting to bring the other with them. There are so many people moving to Thailand, so much so that the mother who moved from Atlanta was saying how they went to New York, her and her 17-year-old son, right? And now you know how the traffic is in Atlanta. I don't know if you know or not, but they have some really, really thick traffic. It is very, very dense. And to go from Atlanta to New York, that is a whole nother uh story in itself. But she said that it's that much more thick in Thailand. There are so many people moving to Thailand. And you're going to see in this episode where the next couple that I bring up, they are going to show where they just met a black family and in the past couple of months, but actually when they came on screen I thought it was their family. That's how close they was, playing cards all up in each other's houses, barbecuing and everything. It just looked like a regular Saturday at the family reunion. And I am so surprised. To make this mother stand out even more, she is also the director of her son's curriculum as far as a teacher to him. And that's no small thing. I'm also my son's teacher. And when you do that, you actually have to restudy the things that you have learned in school, and you have to go before them getting re-knowledgeable about these here things. And so it was and then you have to learn how they learn in order to get different things across to them. So, and also it's a very flexible schedule because you just have to have your certain things in by the end of each semester. And so it's a very flexible schedule, and it makes it very much easier for the teenager, in my opinion. So not only that, she was doing that and she has her own career and she's just like a dynamo. And so I was sitting at the edge of my seat watching this here. This mom and her son, they both are stars. And so I was just like excited, smiling the whole story through. Of course, I don't have time to play their whole interview and story, but I am going to start from the top because there is not one moment in there that is missable, that you can miss. Um, and so I can only start from the beginning where they start. And I just recommend you guys to go follow Mr. Isaiah Ashley, the Isaiah Ashley Show. And he is the man in Thailand. Okay. Okay. So moving on, let's get this show started. Happy Friday. Did I say that? Here we go. Let's get it going. She looked like she in high school herself, actually. Tell you the truth. My workspace, my little studio office or whatever. And tell the people what you do. I'm a vocal coach. I work at Zero Simon Studio, shout out. And oh, I'm gonna start at the beginning. I was watching this again, seeing where I was gonna start it at, and I meant to start it at the beginning here. And get the lay of the land. They're in a suburban community.
Mother and son that left Georgia.
Oh my goodness.
Her son goes to college in China, but you guys are going to hear a lot more about them pretty soon. We're headed to an area called Tani, which is a little bit outside of Bangkok, out of the mix of things. But having dropped in there, I'm noticing still has a nice feel to it. A lot of convenience over here, all the crazy stores, restaurants. Here we go. Aren't you guys? I just made up to this neighborhood in an area called Tani. So for me, where I live in Putumayo, Bangkok, it's about a 45-minute drive. But out here, it's like a nice, quiet, local area here in the city. You guys are going to see a little bit about it soon, Tori's house, and also meet our special guest today. All right, you guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome. If you want to start by introducing yourself. I'm Nikki. I'm Joel. And where are you guys from? From Atlanta. From Atlanta, all the way out here now in Thailand. And we were talking about camera, but what exactly brought you here to Thailand? Well, there's a guy. Yeah, I was a study abroad. I'm an advanced engineering. I was thinking China or Japan. And so we were looking at where to be nearby, just for like a base. And Thailand is a very affordable base to like fly out of. Yeah. Yeah. And how many how many months or even years of thought and discussion went into this? I started looking in January, and we got here in. I started seriously looking in January, and we got here at the end of May. May. Yep. That's awesome. Like such a supportive mother to to bring his son all the way out here to support his goals. I want to definitely talk more about you as we go through this video, and but let's start by we are in Tani, and yeah, we out here. We out here. And the doing is not it's not quite that, but how did you end up in this side of I don't want it's not Bangkok, so a little bit outside of Bangkok, but I'll say it's not Bangkok. It's Bangkok. I wanted something quiet. We live in a small neighborhood called Smyrna in Atlanta. It's about 15-20 minutes outside of Atlanta, and I wanted something very like calm and like the suburbs that that I can handle as my little self. So yeah. And so you ended up here. Awesome. Yeah. From the outside, when I was coming out, I was like, this looks like a beautiful neighborhood. I'm not sure like how many residents are here, but it also looks like a pretty decent sized neighborhood as well. It is. It is. Yeah. And like how many bedrooms? Like how size home is this? Like 3 bedrooms, 3 bath. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I'll let you take it away. You can lead the way. Show us around here. So this is my lovely front yard, darling, and the grass is actually not real. See? Look at him. He can't wait to open the door for his beautiful mama. Yeah, they did it for us to make it more aesthetic. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's kind of like the foyer, but this is the
Here, gentlemen. He shuts the door behind her too.
sweeping pan. The living room, dining room. Do you want to come into the office? Sure, let's do it. So this is my office, our office. This is his workspace, and very clean and organized over here.
Nice.
And this is my workspace, my little studio office or whatever.
And tell the people what you do.
I'm a vocal coach. I work at Serotonin Studio, shout out. And I also have a separate company where I help connect people with teachers. So it's a tutoring company.
And I got a special surprise about her in a few.
Yes. And this is the living room. Now, in an effort to be real, this looks really cute. It looks really cute, right? But it's a little bit more firm than the couches that I'm used to back in the States.
Okay.
Like, did you notice that when you sat down?
I feel like I've been in Thailand for a long time, so
you don't sit it anymore. Well, my couch at home, like you just sit into it, it's like a hug. But this is more like, okay, we sitting. So
and this one came with the
it came with it. Everything came with it.
Awesome.
I got the flowers, but everything else was.
I know with houses sometimes the furniture is included, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, it totally was. This is just it goes all the way around to the back of the house. We'll go out there later. You want to come into the kitchen? I'll let you go in first so you can see. So, did not realize this before we got here, but we don't have a.
Oh wow, that's surprising.
We don't have an oven. Like this is just a cabinet. So no stove, no oven. So we have this is a induction. I always say induction, and then we have a microwave, which he doesn't like it on the counter, so he even stuffed it away somewhere too.
The bed of the house.
And yeah.
Okay.
And then here, I'll let you step out if you want.
Okay.
But this is just like the laundry area.
Okay.
In the backyard ish. We don't come out here too often, except if we're doing laundry.
Okay.
Yeah. But the washer dryer actually was not here when we came, but they got it for us. Our landlords are actually really, really, they kind of dope.
What are some of the must-haves that you know you needed when you were looking for a home here?
Space.
Space.
Because we were originally going to go to Japan, and everything that I was seeing for the price I wanted to pay was like a box, and I didn't want to live in a box.
Okay.
I wanted to breathe.
Right.
So yeah, it was space for me, for both of us.
Makes sense, especially for people who don't want to be.
But he is with a rush. This is the downstairs bathroom.
Okay.
And it's a shower there as well. Fun fact, when we first moved in, this bed was actually in my room, and they got me all new furniture for my room, and so we moved that bed in here, so that's why it's like two beds.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have wardrobes. Also came in place. So I keep on closing here. Plenty of storage. My clothes.
Okay, Mr. Organized.
More storage.
That's what I'm talking about.
My bathroom. I have a shower.
Perfect. You have a lot of space.
And more storage underneath here too.
And wardrobe as well.
I just can't get with the fact you're like such an organized like young man. Like everything is just like in place.
And this is my room.
Oh, nice.
So, like I said, the dresser, the bed, the vanity, and the wardrobe, all of that, they ordered it after we got here. So they were literally building and hammering it. Yeah.
I'm loving the layout, how the mom and son, their rooms are close, very close together, but they have their own quarters.
Well, you know.
He's been working really hard to
Especially each of them have their own shower.
But the wardrobes have plenty of space. There are drawers down here, and then I'll move out the way for this. There's more there. There's
He get it from his mama.
Drawers under here, and on the other side, and all of this, and this, and that. There's lots of storage.
How much stuff did you bring with you between the both of you?
Everything that fits in those suitcases.
Here? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, these are large suitcases. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I love Georgia. Did y'all sell anything, or did you just put stuff in store? Did you just keep stuff at home, or you still have like?
I didn't really sell much. I actually gave it away to people I care about. Like my whole studio. I gave it to my niece because she got a little album coming out. But yeah, no, we gave a lot of stuff away and I put a lot of stuff in storage. Like my big company cat.
So the birds do like to nest over here. You can see the house.
Yeah, theirs is worse. All right, you guys. So this completed a great tour of this beautiful home out here. But now I want to get to know a little bit about both of you. Mother and son moved out here to Thailand.
Now, before we get into that, I got a little surprise for you guys, and we'll come right back. Shall we? Look at her. I forgot what question he was asking right there. There we go. That's real. Dry the tears on me. My shoulder is and take the water from your eyes. I wanna ease your pain. Dry those tears on me. The world has let you down, but I am still right here. So you won't weep alone, dry those tears. Woo! Okay. She is a gospel singer too. She sings with Tara Simmons Studio. She's a vocal coach on that show. And it's like it's sort of like American Idol a little bit. But check that show out. She's a I could sort of see where she know what it is to have a dream and to have a different vision for her life. And in doing that, she by her knowing that giving her son a good head start is definitely the best pathway for him to be successful. Anytime you have somebody backing you, as you can see, where a lot of times a young man's father will be behind him in sports, or um, when you have somebody pushing you and behind you, it's so much easier to really perform. And then some people in other cases are it's easier for them to perform because they want to prove that they can do it for the people who wasn't behind them that should have been behind them. But I'm expecting great things from this young man because he has just so much a wealth of uh, advantage by starting this young and being introduced to different cultures, different ways of living, different ways of doing things, knowing that his opportunities are limitless. He don't have to. His mind isn't just set on that, box. His sky doesn't have a ceiling, and you know what this does? Not only does it open up that same mind frame for him, but also for everyone in their 6 degrees of separation from the people that she engaged with on the show, who come to see her on this show, for people who see this show, that show, especially for the family that has come from the same dynamic and the same people, especially the family, always the family first, and the friends who've come from the same atmosphere, the same learning. And, you sort of watch a lot closer to see what this kind of outcome is going to be. And he knows he's being watched a lot closer. And it also the people that he come in contact with, they know that he have a strong foundation, a strong backing. So it really gives him this kind of fitting in any place. He has this ease in this. He has this, as you can see, he don't have this he stands upright. He don't have the kind of you can see in a lot of our teenagers when it comes for the time for them to talk, they don't really want to talk. They're not talking to their friends. They're not on camera. That's different from having a reserved kind of look about you. See, like my son, he'll be like he don't want to talk. He don't really want to talk. But you won't know how talkative he can be, and that's how most teenagers are. But he have more of a reserve because when he's asked a question, he knows how to come in with uh, a really good answer, filling it in with texture. He's not just saying the bare minimum. So let's get back to them. I like him. I like her. I'm proud of them. Very proud of them.
My workspace, my little studio office.
Uh-oh. What to say? Uh-oh. That went back.
A separate company.
Oh, but it was about to get right to it because this was right before it, so it's okay. Oh no, it's not right before it. Oh, that's okay. Because we'll just fast forward. How about that? Here we go.
What's your interest with that?
I want to hear that first question because I want to see why she did her face like that. Because I know she was playing whatever it was, but still forgot what that question was.
So for me, maybe related to say like when I was like homeschooled, like I could just go with my own pace. But it was
Oh,
like
God. Oh, it was about homeschool. Pardon me, guys. This is live. This is the kind of thing that you can't really get past.
And you're ready to go to school. And one thing we was mentioning is like, so you were homeschooled. So how would you rate your homeschool experience?
Okay, she acting silly.
Under public school because that was boring and I think
Boring.
yeah, when she was directing my curriculum, it was definitely an interactive experience.
Did you find it challenging to homeschool, or was it easy for you?
It was hard. It was the challenge was I'm a very creative brain and he is very analytical and 1 plus 1 is 2. So I had to change the way what naturally comes to me was not how he learned. So I had to change the way that I thought about it in order for him to yeah, it was a challenge at first. But we found our growth.
Now you mentioned that you went to post when you fell asleep, like so it was most school was morning. That's funny because like I can relate to that because I used to always also sleep in class when I was in public school, and so for me, maybe we relate to say like when I was like homeschool, like I could just go with my own pace, whether it was like the fun fact that your first job was Chick-fil-A. So how long did you work there? I worked Chick-fil-A for like 4 years. Oh wow. Yeah. It's cool, really cool first job that I had. So, what's some of the things that made you like want to like? What are your reasons why you want to study abroad? Like, what brought your interest with that?
Two reasons come to mind. One is creativity, or not creativity, but more so like diversity.
Mhm.
I guess the other reason is anime.
Anime?
I got Japan from the anime, and I really wanted to like go there. And then I was like, well, what's cool like over there? And I just wanted a different experience. Um, but after research, or after doing a lot of research, the programs that they have, especially in China, engineering, are vast.
Okay.
And the prices are doable. Like it's not we must get student loan prices as it would be in America. Uh, so I just think there are a lot more options. And I want to explore it. Like,
And so in your end, like, what were your thoughts when this was the conversation first happened? Like, were you just immediately open minded, like, okay, bet, like, we're gonna go to Thailand and China, we're gonna do it.
Um, no, because he was trying to woo me into anime at first.
Okay.
So like we do our little movie nights, and all of a sudden, every time it's time for movie night, we go, Mom, you want to watch this anime? Hey, Mom, My Hero Academia. Hey, Mom. And Naruto. So we kind of like push it. I'm like, oh my goodness, he's obsessed. And then we started having a conversation, and I'm like, okay, I don't want him to have limitations. A lot of people have limitations in their brain as far as what you can or what's possible to be done. So I'm like freaking out on one end, but then I'm like, how do I show him that the world is at his feet? So
Oh, I like that.
researching to see
World's
like
at
what
its
are our
feet.
options.
I
Is
didn't
Japan
hear that
even an
before.
option, like, to go and explore? And I just looked because I was like, oh no. But then I looked at different places where we could like set up instead of just doing a visit. And then that morphed, like it just kind of morphed the more that I entertained it as a realistic idea.
Yeah. So you've been doing this around like 6 weeks now. During this period of time, you guys were just recently trying to talk about that in a second. But what's been some of the challenges and also the upsides of Thailand itself so far in your experience, both of you all?
So for me, the upside.
Oh, yeah.
So cute. Look at her. You remind me of my son.
Like I was salivating while I was watching on YouTube, and when I got here, it did not disappoint. So like the fruit, the food, everything like that. The food, the way that it tastes, how affordable it is. Ordering a Grab is like less than half the cost of ordering an Uber in Atlanta. So all those things combined, and then the people are super, super nice, super, super welcoming and accommodating. Our realtor is like our Thai uncle, like he's just dope. So that's not you, by the way. Putting that plug in there. But yeah, those are the positives. You want to add your positives for a second, I guess?
I mean, they're pretty much yours.
Challenges would be, so I know that I wanted to be like away from like all the busyness of the city, but I might have stepped a little bit too far. If I could like go back and do it again, I would be a little bit closer to the railway. The closest rail line is still about 15 minutes from us. If we were closer to that, then it would be more.
So yeah, we've spent quite a while with them, and I think that that was well worth the time because it's so much to be said that's not even being said, and just because I'm just stopping it, I mean, just letting it play or whatever, and it seems like I'm just letting y'all watch them talk, but it's also soaking up their energy. It's also seeing how comfortable they are together. It's also watching, um, with her being that type of mom, she does something like that in that way, then she does it like that in all ways, as far as how she performs as a mother. And like trying to make sure he get the most out of his experience in life, trying to if you heard we probably didn't get to this part, but she had even said that she always makes sure she put him first, even though she knows she shouldn't do it. This is why she said this is what she said. Even though I shouldn't do it, she is like, but I always put him first even before me. And she said, and when she said that, I could sort of see that because um as an entertainer and as someone who is a coach to watch other people entertain, she knows how um, being restricted can really stunt you from even going further. It could stop a dream cold. It could make you feel like you won't pursue this because it's not in your reach. When you could be the best at something and you decide, okay, I'm only going to entertain this path because this is all that's accessible to me. When you could do a plethora of things, when you can affect so many lives, because that talent is naturally, some people study for years to get certain talents that God put naturally in some people. And that's another thing with people who, get studied their whole life and sometimes wind up even in jail or whatever because of the atmosphere that they're around, trying to fit in, um, being in the wrong crowd. You could just, even you engaging with the wrong people, can cost you your whole everything. And so, this really, in so many ways, puts him in a whole different class before he even really gets started good. And this is, some people join sororities and fraternities or whatever. And I think that even though, that's neither here nor there how I feel about it, but um, I think this is even better as far as if you're into that type of thing because you establish your own connections. They're not established through you being labeled this, and you don't have to even work for it. You don't have to communicate for it. It's just like, oh yeah, they're a fellow this, this, that. No, it's just be like, Gerard, yeah, the guy from Thailand, the one who was from Atlanta, went to Thailand. And then by the time you tell who he is, be like, oh, that Gerard. Like, hey, okay, yeah, we want him on board. I don't know. I don't really remember him, but yeah, we want him on board because we know he's diverse. We know he ain't set in one set skilled mind. We know that he got somewhere along the way, he got some backing. We know somebody somewhere know him. And can you imagine his social media following? The type of person he is, who stand in his presence, who has a presence already. You can tell he has a presence already. He ain't he's very confident to be that dark skin, wearing bright white. That means that he is very proud of his skin color, so much so that he wants to illuminate it. He got a teddy bear, the least aggressive thing that you can have on your shirt. He got that on his shirt because he ain't got to try to play bad. He is bad. He could have, it don't matter what he got on. He is the brand. He ain't got to have no check mark on. He is the check mark. That's how we want our children to be better than us. We want our children to have more opportunities than we have. That's the type of parents we all want to be, whether we have the mindset or the money for it or not, is another thing. But I just really did this story. And look at mom. She is like, because she's this kind of free flowing, happy, joyful, unlimiting person. Look how young she looks. Look how, I mean, she looked like she his girlfriend. Well, we ain't gonna put them in that class, but she looked like she in his class. She looked like they could be in the same class, and she had to put some gray in her hair just to let people know that she's a full grown woman because she's so young looking. But her mind showed that she's a full grown woman for sure. Now let's move on. This here is the couple that I told you guys about. Oh my God, this is a fly couple right here. You could tell. Some people don't even have to say where they're from. You can just sort of tell that they was the standout in their community, that they just have flavor. And I would have had said this couple was either from Detroit, which is one of the flyest places, I think. That's where I'm from, outside of Augusta.
which is where I'm at, and my son is from. I love Augusta. And Atlanta. I love Atlanta too. Or Atlanta, that's what I would have said. Atlanta only because of it being like the Black Mecca, the Black Hollywood or whatever, the fly place too. So but yeah, let's check them out and I'll be right back at you. Stay tuned. Mhm. Okay. Moving on. There we go. I stopped it right where I wanted at. So we'll start there. Answering a lot of good questions.
20, 30 minutes, 30 without nobody saying anything, no kind of welcome, no kind of do you on the menu or whatever. Also, you excited right now when you overseas, you get to think about family and friends and stuff like that. But what you don't account for is they're still in survival mode. They at home still fighting, still struggling. The car breakdown, the house is breaking down and stuff like that. They're overworking and things like that. So the stress, the fight level is still going. You out here, even though things may get harder sometimes, and sometimes you may think about those people at home and stuff like that, you're still out of the rat race. You're still out of survival mode. You waking up every day doing what you want to do. The food don't have preservatives in it. The juice is all natural. The juice can sit on the counter shelf forever. So when you go back home, you start to realize like you miss these people, but also at the same time, your conversation is different. While they talking about the struggles they going through, how hard they got to work, what's going on at the job, who they have to let go, how they boss is tripping and stuff like that. You over here talking about how you witnessed them fix you a chicken from live to on the plate. You over here talking about how you have stayed in a villa and the villa was $50 a day. You talking
A
about
monkey came to visit.
the koala bears and
Right.
stuff. So your conversation becomes a lot different, and it gets to feeling like you're doing a lot of bragging, even though you're just trying to educate your people on what's going on.
We want them to come experience. Mm-hmm. And like even when it comes to missing them, like yes, it's expensive for y'all to come, but it's also expensive for us to come. And there's a lot more expenses on our end. We go visit there, like
the most expensive thing you paying for is literally your plane ticket. And sometimes you can catch a deal even on that, depending on how far out you look or when you look, what airline you take. Sometimes you catch a deal on that. My brother, he just came out here round trip. You paid what around $1,000 round trip. So it depends on what time you look. But at the end of the day, we are. And one thing I don't get is right now with everything going on in America, with everything going on back home around the world, people talking about the violence, people talking about the food, people talking about what's going on, systematically wise, I would say. So what I don't understand is how can people know these things? How can people know that it's messed up and all that kind of stuff, but they still choose to stay? Or they choose still to try to get you to come back over there and visit there. We know what's going on over there. All of us, everybody knows what's going on over there. You know how much you're gonna pay. You need to come see this over here. Everybody needs to come see this over here, man.
The world is open. That's what I like to say. The world is open. Like
not just Thailand. Anything outside of America, anything outside of where you're from, what you used to. It's so much more out here. If I just would have known how much I was stressing and overworking and stuff like that, I threw the towel in a long time ago. I look younger, blood pressure be younger. I'm sure I'll be more full of life and stuff like that. But after so many years of coming out survival mode, you come out here and all the years of stress and PTSD start to hit you at one time. You start to realize just how much trauma you have. Now you have time to reflect. Now you have time to get your mind right and realize the things that you were slacking on that you thought you had on lock and stuff like that, especially as a marriage and as a family.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, as far as our kids are concerned, like I had someone tell me that it was my decision to, even desire to bring our kids here was piss poor, like to move abroad. And I feel like that's crazy. That's literally crazy to experience the world in such a way. And I will never regret being able to provide and show a different life to them. The safety is unmatched. The safety.
There we go again. The safety.
Yes, it's go outside and play. Yeah, it's really unmatched. And just to be black outside of America, we feel safe. There are, you know, that there are cities and states that you don't want to get caught in America, place where we were born, and we get treated with more kindness, love, and respect here in Thailand. And so for that, I want our kids to know that they don't have to work this kind of way.
That's that quiet look right there that I'm talking about. You can't tell he's very excited, but he's very excited.
And then you realize, I'm in Thailand, bro. I'm in Thailand. I don't have to look over my back.
The young man.
And then,
of course.
like with his benefits, both of our kids have, you know, military benefits, so they can go to school. They literally can go to school abroad.
People think you lose your benefits if you're a veteran or on Social Security or whatever when you move abroad, but you don't.
Literally can go to the college here in the college campus. Shout out to the Dolphin family. We went to
that's their friends that they met there.
Football game in the have you been to the college campuses out here?
I haven't.
You gotta go. You have to go check out what was that campus called? That one alone, I can imagine what the other ones look. They had a technology school with car, like the efficient, what? Yeah, what it breaks down. The car, yeah, electric cars. Yes, there's international programs. There's all kinds of stuff that's available, but America's not going to teach us that. So to show them a different way of life, and they can still go to school and live with less stressors, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, like my son, he was used to having a Joan and talk trash back, having to fight all the time and all that kind of stuff. And one adjustment that I had to get through to him is to open his mouth up, be more friendly, let people know who you are, let people know how great you are. You don't have to be in survival mode out here. You don't have to, defend yourself all the time. And
that's what it is, survival mode.
But that's what it in America legally, like that is an attack. Anywhere you go,
you don't want to be too friendly.
But that's why one of the important things was when his first couple of weeks we were asking him how things were going.
Or laughing too much.
We took him to a cafe. We had our computers out. We were chilling. It was Bubble in the Forest. It was real nice. And he was just like, he just wanted to talk to friends his age. I'm like, well, wait a minute, like you living, you good. But then I'm like, he's like, Uncle and Auntie, there's a point. There's a point, like we ain't, NBA YoungBoy and all that. I do like a couple of songs. But however, it's important that he does have his community. We found our community, so it's important that he has a community, like he stated, wanted to be able to speak English. And so we have a great, what these days together. I just love it. He's a little bit more reserved, and when they first met, he was able to pull it out, like get him to talk, show him his camera and different interests and stuff. He works with him on his agility with sports and stuff, and it's just a good thing. They can go work out together. They can go play basketball. They can go to the movies. They can go to a concert.
Mm-hmm.
They can do whatever. They can chop it up and have their time. And so that. And it's not a great. Now they can joke, boys can be boys. They gonna joke on each other, joke. They do it too. The dads do it too, But it's a different kind of love. It's a different kind of joking. You're not trying to really cut somebody's throat when you're talking to them, and that's like real genuine love. And I think that's just kind of hard to find in the U.S. I guess we had it, right? But then it's just different because it's really a chosen family. You don't have to choose to be with each other here. You can be in, your whole, but it's hard kind of to try to figure out people's intentions, but when you can feel the genuineness of people. And so definitely with this family, we are very finding couples too. Yeah, finding, and we only met them like 2.5 weeks ago or something.
Oh, I thought it was months.
And that's another cool point of how cool relationships can form out here.
Yeah, because you're meeting people that's on the same wavelength that make the same sacrifices on the same page.
Yeah.
Now you do have these differences and stuff. Of course, people practice different things or may have different beliefs or different systems. So you definitely still want to find your people. But for the most part, the people that you meet is going to be people that make the same sacrifice, that's betting on themselves, that's chasing something better.
that's looking for a better life and more opportunities. Yeah. So you mentioned when you guys first came out here, you guys came, just as a couple to scope the scene first. Yeah. At what point in that journey did you guys get confirmed? Was there, any one moment or anything that happened was like, all right, this is it, like we rock with it here? It did not take long. I would say within the first couple of days, you're right.
The first couple days, but going back to America was just like solid confirmation. We can go anywhere else in the world, but I really feel like the conveniences and the comfort and the safety that we have in Thailand, I'm really not thinking that that's going to be found anywhere else in this way. That may not be true, but what we know here, we'll go travel. We will go explore, we'll travel. But living there, I'm cool on that. I love it here. Thailand got everything you need. Thailand got everything you need.
It didn't take long for us to realize that, we love this place and we want to be here long term. We went to Bali to apply for our visa. Bali is really nice. However, we didn't know how long it'd take for the
I got to bear with me. It's looking a little bit unprofessional right about now with the fast forwarding. But let's keep in mind this is live. I want to hear from the young man.
kind of stuff, man. The peace of mind, the clarity you get out here and stuff like that. We know people that came out here with nothing and made a way because there's so many opportunities out here. Right now, the market wide open. Who gonna make the collard greens? Who gonna make some lemon pepper wings? Who gonna make the catfish? A lot of things is still wide open. It's still so many different markets that you can tap into.
Hold on, that culture coming to Bangkok. I can't wait for that.
We got culture on the way, but notice she said culture on the way. We got another spot out here. We got Alzuri. You know how many people live in Bangkok alone? You have millions of people that live here, and then
Come on, son. Let's hear from you. Shout out to the son. Gotta hear from him. See how he's feeling.
I fought. First of all, in the military, I was human resources, so I already got out knowing that I met the qualifications for my benefits. With that being said, I still had to fight for.
I think what I'm gonna do is let's see. They do start looking in his direction right about here.
That one also was around $60 for every.
The leader of the family is going to do the most talking here, but anyway,
Right.
he happy. So I'm just playing. Let me go back to the beginning where he's showing his room, and then we can see him a little bit more. But right in the camera. Anyway, as I rewind this here, the whole thing is I really love this episode because we have the teenagers in here, and their head starts, they're the future, and it's a lot of people are who have decided to leave the U.S. in the past couple of years or whatever. Um, you know, they there's so much going on in the U.S. right now, and even before, I mean, yeah, right. There's so much going on. Period. But why is this taking so long to? Can I rewind it like that? Oh, I can rewind it like this too. Um, I see where people have to uh, sort of detox from so much going on, so many things that had start hitting all at once, so many new rules, so many new laws. I was listening to this here, um, these Mexicans who had embraced this here American, and they were saying how hard it was embracing Americans after knowing how they felt about immigration and how they have to sort of feel what type of person they are, before that they can really embrace the people because um, of how brutally they was kicked out and how brutally they was not let back in and how their people was kicked out of school after almost getting their degrees and how they couldn't visit for their graduations um when the big immigration thing was really intense. I don't know if it still is because I don't watch the news like that. It's so depressing. But how the parents who was in that country who sent their child over for a better education and how now they couldn't visit for the graduation because they didn't know if they would be, you know, let out the country, taken into, custody or what. How horrible. And how many people felt like this was at one time, like I have this here meme. I used to do these Tickle Me Tuesdays on Facebook several years back before my spiritual awakening. So every Tuesday, I would put up funny memes that I would find throughout the week or whatever, just sort of, to break the monotony of the beginning of the week. And so there's this one meme, and it says, um, "Do you know that in the '60s and '70s that uh, you could buy a car, own a home, and it's this guy who's going off saying goodbye to the family in a suit, going out to their Oldsmobile or whatever, and the mother is well dressed in the door saying bye, and the child has his backpack on, and it said, "Do you know that in the '60s and '70s that you could have a car, buy a car, have a home with a white picket fence with a pet, all on one income?" And now people are struggling to stay, like I started off, are people getting out of high school, staying in cars, feeling like they don't have that same introduction to the future, feeling like it's not the same as far as the American dream. Like the American dream looks a lot different for them. And, um, as prices go up, incomes don't go up. And that's just real. And so as they speak, you know, and as the more you listen to, of course, these are all positive videos. Now, I haven't saw no real negative stories. I have seen the cons that is not so, rainbows and hearts, hugs and rainbows and hearts. But for the most part, I haven't seen any tragedies. Not most part, I haven't seen any tragedies, but I have seen some cons, about the language barrier, how much longer it takes to do things, about getting the visas, getting a driver's license, food, adjusting to the food. Everybody don't love the food, stuff like that. But um, it also, these are like the mother, she has that had with the 17-year-old, the she has intellect to sort of first have the idea and then sort of engage it and then sort of like start digging to see, okay, where is the opportunity? Okay, now we see an opportunity. Okay, let's go this way. Let's see where the opportunity can lead to that. Okay, man, we got that. And then it was patiently, strategically done responsibly. And that's what I'm pointing out, how these people are doing all of their moving into something that is somewhat new in our culture, as far as hearing about so many people doing it, and but also not so many that everybody group has more than one person. It's just like everybody in my diameter of uh, my family and everybody, that it's not more than one person doing it. That's why they stand out as the pioneers. That's why they stand out on it special. And that's why I feel starting the workday, starting your day, this would be the most appealing in starting your day as far as inspiration go. Knowing that the opportunities in life, as long as you are free, have your freedom, and have the mindset to do better, find better, um, is the opportunities are limitless. And, you know, I said that, what, I would never entertain the thought of, but after seeing this here mother, I would entertain the thought of, because if my son had this type of feeling to the point of something could unfold from it, something that I could see, I would not hinder him. If he had that, I wouldn't hinder him and say there's absolutely no way I would ever do something, because I don't want him to have a limited way of thinking. And um, I hope you don't. But, um, you know, based on how I personally feel, because I'm just getting my, you know, I am just getting my structure, and he loves structure and everything. And he loves doing things a certain way all the time. So I doubt if he would, but if he did, I wouldn't want him to feel limited either. But yeah, I think it's so uh, amazing and inspirational. Just, I cannot put into words how big a deal it is to be these stories, to be the first of them. And now you see what they're wearing. They're, what they have on is where a lot of people there ride mopeds, and so their stuff sort of blow in the wind. And as they was coming on, they was talking about how they had in the Atlanta airport, some people had went there to through their stuff, but they didn't see the Rolexes and stuff, because when they opened up the bag, they saw that there was all these Thailand clothes, and so they think that they was thinking like, "Oh man, I done opened up the the luggage of a bum." They gave him bag all messed up. He had been opening everything, but it was all open when they got it. Nothing was taken. None of the good fragrances was taken. The polo black, the rollies, the Jordans, the J's, everything. Nothing was taken because of the clothes. Because Thailand and different places abroad, they don't really have no. You're not trying to keep up with fashion. You just sort of wear what you feel comfortable in. Ain't nobody trying to like. Uh, you know, we're more fashion savvy here as far as name brand. Well, a lot of people are. I'm not, but a lot of people are. And so, yeah, I was hanging on the edge of my seat watching both of these. And I watch a lot of these. And like I said, Isaiah Ashley, I have to give him great applause, because he started his own show doing this after he moved abroad. And I think it's so good that even though he's not into real estate, and even though he's not like a whole company like Web Nation, they're a whole company. They have different people working for them. setting up the interviews, going out on the interviews, the setting up the people for their flights and everything. However, this man, just like these stories, he when he moved abroad, he just was looking for more expats. That's what they call them, expats. The new implants from America to Thailand. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to be the one to start interviewing. He said he, however he did it, and then it went from word of mouth from there, from his page, as far as, okay, we're moving to Thailand, let's set up an interview with him, as we get situated, and he just go out and do his own thing or whatever. I thought he has great questions. um, it's something when you don't have a lot of overhead. You don't have people over you. Like, this is my own thing. I do my own research. I research the people on here, even like the disease I was telling you about, the typhoid disease, and how, when you move abroad, you have to get a vaccine shot because a lot of the water, whatever, uh, different foods, it's a gastrational disease, and it is contagious. And just like I do my own, and I look at the parts. I mean, I watch a whole hour, and I might play a clip for 20 minutes, or I might play a 5-minute clip, depending on what they have to say, or I might extract out what I feel might stand out to you guys, my loved ones, that I appreciate so much for joining me today, that I appreciate so much for your support and joining this community, our community that we are building. And I ask, and I hope that you continue to like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hype the video that I actually play after this. As I told you guys yesterday, if you catch a live and I'm near the end or wherever I'm at in it, you can always just open the screen at the bottom where you see me on the full screen. And then you can take the red button, and you can, on anybody's live, and then take the red button and then just take it all the way to the front. Or, if you are watching it and, like saying, after the live, then there's this plan. If you want to get where I'm fast forwarding, or you want to get to a certain part, you can do the same, fast forwarding it. Don't fast forward past me. Like, let's just get to the people on the store. I don't want to hear all that. Like, no, this is the texture of the show. I'm the meat. Those are potatoes and vegetables. I'm the meat. Anyway, I want to tell you guys to make sure that you don't let nobody turn your sky into a ceiling. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. I certainly plan to eat well, live well, live your best life. Remember, even though tomorrow isn't promised, it may come. And when it gets here, you want to show up for it. And you want to show up. When you show up, you don't want to show up hindering your own self. You don't want to show up uh, in a state of not having enough energy because you didn't eat right. You don't want to show up and just be dragging through the day because you have on the wrong mindset and you worry about what somebody else thinking or doing or whatever. You want to show up knowing and showing that God is on your side, and you are already put in that position to win because of that. And your faith is riding on that, not fear. So I love you. I'll see you Monday, 8 a.m. sharp, like I was today. Peace.